thank you to Shirokoi for your support on Patreon.
Temptations Ballad!
Sidd wanted to think that he was just absent-mindedly browsing the festival stalls and lost sense of direction. He wasn't deliberately distancing himself from Artemi as they struggled to push through the crowd. That would be petty. Sidd never thought of himself as a jealous kind of guy, but the begrudging resentment that raked through his chest while Artemi was around proved otherwise. He didn't want to feel that way, but the sensation bubbled up inside him like an intrusive thought. Sidd sighed and glanced at the crowd behind him. Artemi was nowhere in sight. Now, this is from the person that could pluck her out of a crowd. She probably got swept away by the festive masses as was struggling to find him. What? I'll just look for her later. I could use some space right now.
Malice! Malice, what are you doing?
What in the world are you doing?
Huh?
Sidd jumped at the sensation of something slithering up his arm. What is Malice doing fucking around with Sidd?
You said earlier that you were getting more food. Why are you just stumbling around like a fool?
Oh, hey Noodle, what are you doing here?
My name is Malice. Curse this horrid nickname. And I sensed that my puny mortal was going on another one of his moping sessions, so I decided to accompany you instead. Little did I know that you would be doing the same thing. Mortals are so determined to waste what little time they have in their lives. I will never understand it.
Noodle shook his head in dismay as he coiled himself comfortably on Sidd's shoulders.
So, what ails you, buff mortal?
Buff mortal.
Are you struggling with daddy issues as well?
No, I'm fine. I just needed some space, you know? Sidd watched with fascination as the snake snake flicked his tongue towards him suspiciously.
Lies! I have studied mortal emotions with my siblings for some time, and I sense great turmoil within you.
Really? Are you like an emotional support familiar?
Support? Don't be ridiculous! I exist to seed chaos and turmoil onto the material plane! Why would I waste my time helping you inconsequential mortals with your petty thoughts?
Must be some sort of reverse psychology tactic.
For example, I sense great envy broiling within you. Surely you are tempted to unleash it upon that knight friend of yours? What right does she have to be so effortlessly better than you in every way?
Unleash my... Dude, Artemi is like the most humble person on this side of the earth.
Exactly! Look at her flaunting her humility. Humility while you're struggling with your own self-worth.
I don't think you understand what humility means. Sidd couldn't help but smile at the python's furious hissing. You're all right, though. I have been feeling a little useless lately. But it's more of a me problem. It wouldn't be right to take it out on Artemi.
I disagree wholeheartedly. Clearly your knight friend is flaunting her accomplishments at you out of malice. I would know, that's my name! What else could it be? She's sharing her excitement with her friends because she's happy? Unlikely! Your awful emotions won't just go away on their own. You must take action!
Sidd chuckled and absentmindedly began scratching Malice's chin.
Get your hands off me, you horrid... On second thoughts, chin scratches feel most satisfactory. Continue, mortal.
Yeah, I probably need to do something about this whole jealousy thing. Clyde mentioned that I should focus on myself. I was hoping this would all go away once I do well in the brawling tournament later. Even if I don't win, I could at least prove that I can hold my own in a fight. The end goal is The end goal is to be a contributing member of this adventuring party, right? Artemi isn't the enemy. Sidd smiled and patted the snake on his tiny head. Thanks, Noodle. You give great advice. I can see why Cole keeps you around.
Wait, this is the opposite of what I was going for! Stop! Feel bad!
Oh, the two of them jumped with a start. A sudden outcry of yelling, along with the arcane wail of the alarm spell snapped them out of their conversation. Is this where fucking, who's he, what's it? Fucking, no, there's a sheriff man gonna come running down. What was that?
Sounds like trouble. I'll go ahead and take my leave.
Noodle grunted as he slithered down Sid's back.
Ugh, why are your pockets so damn tight? My puny mortals' pockets are comfortably spacious compared to this disgrace.
Sorry, all my pants are kind of tight. There's not a lot of stuff in my size. Oh! It's the fucking kid! It's the kid! Kill him! Destroy him! Oof!
Mister, please, that man just started going crazy and attacked me.
Where? Don't worry, little guy. You're safe with... Wait a minute.
Huh? You! You're that kid who stole all our stuff and got us arrested! Hey, that's all in the past, mister. I'm a changed man now.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Sorry, a massive man armed with two short swords suddenly barged through the crowd. He utterly fuming as he huffed breathlessly in their direction.
That little fucker stole all my gold! Hand them over so I can beat some sense into that penny pinching little shit! Shit!
Dots.
Starting now?
Kid, you can't keep other people's stuff like this. You're gonna get hurt one of these days.
Yeah, like right now. You're not gonna let that big scary shark beat me up, are you? I promise to be good from now on.
The other man stomped his foot furiously.
First off, I'm a fucking orca! Don't compare me to those dead-eyed, gill-breathing chums! More importantly...
The foul-mouthed man jabbed an accusatory finger at the urchin cowering behind Sidd.
Don't believe a word from that lying little lover! He came at me with the same sweet and innocent act. Me mom is sick and I need a few copper to buy medicine. And then he swipes my wallet the moment I looked away.
Well, little urchins like me have to make do to survive, right? Surely you'd understand?
Oh, I'll make damn sure you understand. Nothing like sleeping with the fishes to teach a man a hard lesson.
What am I doing? Why am I going this hard over this guy? Sidd glanced between the shivering young boy and the fuming orca with a sigh. All right, how about you hand the man his wallet back and then we'll hand you over to the city watch. You did trip the alarm spell on one of these crystals. Wes should be running over any minute. Wes, that was his name. He should be able to set you up with folks that could help.
Hey!
The moment Sidd took his eyes off him, the urchin's hands darted into his pockets. What the fuck? Dude, this fucking... Just string him up in the town square. Before he could even blink, Emma was dashing away down the street with a triumphant sneer. Did he grab the snake?
Ha! You suckers always fall for the same trick! What? My coin purse!
I told you! I fucking told you, didn't I? Come back here, you little fuck!
And there he goes.
There ain't gonna be nothing left once I'm through with you!
Wait up!
Oh, there he is, looking all smiles and happy. Emil dove past the ankles of the crowded streets with a satisfied giggle. Festival season was a perfect pickpocketing season. With so many people around, his pursuers were slowed down and tangled in the crowded streets. Easy money, easy getaway.
Now then, what do we have? What do we got here? A nice fat coin purse. This should satisfy those vultures for now. And what else? Huh? What's this supposed to be? A black rope?
Unhand me, filthy tiny mortal! Who gave you the right to even think of laying your hands on an eldritch being such as I?
Emil yelped and reflexively hurled the python across the street.
A snake? Who the hell keeps a snake in their pocket? Is this a new fad that rich blokes are doing to scare off pickpocketers? I gotta be more careful next time.
The crowd suddenly parted as the towering orca from earlier barreled towards him.
I've got you now, you filchy little thief! Now hand over my wallet, I ain't about throwing hands with a kid!
Emil sneered with the foolish fearlessness only a young teenager could possess.
Try harder, old man.
The orca snarled and reached for his twin short swords, but not before Emil leaped forward and tossed a handful of sand into his eyes. He snickers gleefully as the older man stumbled backwards, rubbing his eyes with a painful yell.
You big folk always fall for the same tricks. I'll see you around. Come back when you've got more money to hand over to me.
Oh my god, I fucking hate him. I hate him. I hate him so much. By the time the orca blinked the sand from his eyes, Emil was long gone. He growled and stomped his feet furiously.
That little shit!
Hey, where'd the kid go?
He got away! I could have sucked my teeth into that fucker if you hadn't let him go! Shitty, soft-hearted little... Now we're both stuck with empty pockets! My crew's gonna be right pissed if I come home without fulfilling a shopping list!
Sidd shrunk back.
Sorry, I just didn't think it was right to beat up a little kid. I mean, you even drew your sword on him.
The orca smirked and brandished one of his short swords. The blades were awfully petite in the hands of this massive man, even for short swords. Sidd had to guess they were originally crafted for someone much smaller.
These babies are covered up with that protective wax that the festival committee is handing out to the brawling tournament fighters. The worst they do are a few bruises. And trust me, that little shit deserves worse.
The orca peered up and down Sidd in an appraising manner. Took particular interest in the lanius at his hip, shrunken into his smaller axe form.
Name's Rainier,
I don't know what that is.
and I got a proposition for you. And you can't say no, 'cause you lost me all my gold.
Sidd gulped as the man flashed a toothy grin.
You seem strapping, young lad. You joining the brawl today as well?
Yeah?
Excellent. Listen, here's what we're gonna do. That brawling tournament's got a hefty cash prize, yeah? Well, two of us are gonna team up, wipe the floor with every landlubber that stands in our way, and earn our money back. Problem solved.
Is that even allowed?
The orca sighed.
Just 'cause the tournament's a free-for-all doesn't mean nobody's gonna team up. It's just a sound strategy, yeah? I'm doing you a favor here, little fish. Every year, the more experienced folks coordinate together and kick the absolute shit out of the newcomers. You'd be eaten alive if you entered that tournament alone.
Rainier grinned and thumped his chest proudly.
Lucky for you, the famed captain of the esteemed Iron Tail will have your back.
Irontail? As in the pirate ship? Wait, are you a pirate?
The orca scratched his nose and feigned bashfulness.
Officially, we're just another hired security vessel on the high seas. Some over-imaginative bards may have sang songs about our more unofficial deeds, though. It's all unconfirmed, I tell you. My ship runs a legit business.
Sidd took a step back nervously.
I don't know. My mom's gonna be real disappointed if she finds out I'm working with pirates. It's a pretty bad look.
Oh my god, you just fucking insulting this dude to his face?
You ain't got no choice, lad. You lost me all my shopping money. What am I supposed to tell my crew now that we ain't got gold to restock the branded supplies? You really want a crew of cranky sober sailors on your ass, boy?
No!
I didn't think so. So haul your ass over to the brawling tournament and get ready to fight for your life. What's your name, lad?
I'm Sidd.
Sidd, huh? Well, get ready to be the next co-winner of this year's brawling tournament. If not, you're gonna end up mopping the deck of my ship till you pay off your debt. Got it?
Wait, don't I get any say in this?
Nope, none at all. See you at the tournament, kid.
Oh, thank God he's gone. That is not an easy voice. Sid gaped in bewilderment. I really need to stop getting roped into horrible situations.
Out of the way!
Of course he's back.
Ah! That filching shit dropped this weird screaming worm in the street earlier. Is this yours? Unhand me, unhand me, you horrid creature! I will not stand for this indignation!
Noodle! I completely forgot about you.
Small python bolted onto Sid's shoulder, trembling with trepidation.
I have been trampled on and abandoned like some unwanted house pet. This is truly the worst day of my immortal life. I just want to huddle back to my puny mortal's comfy, spacious pockets.
Sid smiled apologetically as he scratched Noodle's chin.
Ah, don't worry, little guy. We'll get you back to Cole in a bit.
He turned towards Rainier apprehensively.
Thanks for returning the little guy. I guess I'll see you at the tournament then. Sorry if I end up weighing you down.
Rainier smirked.
Worry not. I'm certain I have strength to make up for all your shortcomings. After we win, I'll be sure to buy you a drink. Despite this whole mess, it's nice to meet a cute lad like yourself. Everyone's gay in the Shirokoi game. Everyone's gay in the Shirokoi game.
Nothing's wrong with that. It's just really, really convenient that everyone should happen to flirt with everyone. Again, they said that fucking, what was it? Sid gets all the himbos or something. I don't even really know what a himbo is. Sid's face flushed with heat as the orca winked at him.
I'm gonna have your ass, literally, but consensually. Unlike your servitude,
Whatever. He had hardly processed his words before Rainier fled into the crowds with a toothy grin.
Sir Sid, there you are. I've been looking all over for you.
Of course you show up right now. Artemi waded through the packed streets and frowned at him.
Sir Sid, are you all right? You look very red.
You are clueless. Sid's mind was scrambling as he struggled to compose himself.
First Cole, then Clyde, now this pirate guy. Why are all these men flirting with me?
Malice poked his head out of Sid's pocket. Is he gonna say some shit?
have you considered the possibility that you are an attractive young mortal?
Shut up!
Sid's face flushed a bright shade of pink.
That can't be it, right, Artemi?
The knight frowned awkwardly.
I'm afraid I am not much help here. Perhaps it's due to my isolated upbringing, but I do not fully comprehend what qualities make an attractive man.
Maybe she's a lesbian, I don't know.
Right, of course you don't.
Artemi suddenly beamed gleefully.
Wait a moment. I've read a book.
She read the naughty book.
I've read a book about this exact situation recently. I believe you are forming what is
known as a man. I'm literally crying. I've got a fucking tear going down my cheek.
I believe you are forming what is known as a harem.
Sid nearly choked on his own spit.
What? What kind of books are you reading?
Yes, this is exactly as the novels describe.
Fucking. Artemi nodded sagely. Yes, that's quite.
You must remain vigilant, Sir Sid, for your group of enthralled suitors will soon develop what is called a
Love triangle. She's describing it like it's a fucking medical condition. 50 cc's of himbo every day. A cock and a cockadale keep the himbos away.
You'll have to contend with bouts of jealousy and internal strife amongst your love interests. Most of these issues are easily resolved through clear communication and an ounce of maturity, but you will frustratingly fail at both.
Asshole. The heat flooding Sid's face slowly dissipated as the ridiculousness of the situation took hold. I don't think I'm the protagonist of some trashy romance novel, Artemi. No, you're a side character in a really nice romance novel. You thought I was gonna say it was trashy. It's not. Artemi spluttered and clutched her chest hurtfully.
Trash? It is literature, Sir Sidd. The narrative is utterly captivating, and plenty of people enjoy the genre for the plots.
Yeah, my analytics will show that. Oh, everyone's here for the plot. You fucking asshole.
Why, in one afternoon alone, I have read through 4 of the books in this series.
I bet you fucking have. Sid's shots heightened as he found himself straining a smile.
4 whole books, huh? You sure read fast. Oh yes, it's one of the few hobbies I have time for between my training regimen. I'm currently scouring the city for the 5th book in the series, but it's nowhere to be found. It is confoundingly absent from Sir Marrow's collections in the public library.
As long as you don't look at the cathedral for it, it ain't gonna be there. Except it might. Artemi sighed woefully.
The suspense for the next story arc is almost unbearable.
Where's Cole? Uh-oh. His patience has run out. We're supposed to meet up and get ready for the tournament, weren't we? Sid instantly felt bad as he cut off Artemi's excited rambling. The knight looked crestfallen for a moment before quickly shaking it off.
Cole is undoubtedly attempting to seduce one of the adventuring tourists right now. I shall go grab him.
Sounds good. I'll be with you guys in a bit. Damn. The moment Artemi left, Sid hung his head low with a sigh. I got snippy with her again. I didn't think this would bother me so much. Oh, man. Man, oh man, oh man. All right. I love this scene in A Knight's Tale. Town Square, sporting arena. After a bit of crowd shuffling and a one-sided tearful reunion between Malice and Cole, tearful, the gang managed to reunite in time for the festival's opening ceremony. Sporting arena was already flooded with excited visitors and locals squeezing into the viewing booths by the time they arrived. This is where the opening scene of Kingsguard takes place. Festival organizers were rushing across the field to set up for the jousting tournament, while others were hastily handing out vials of protective wax to the brawling participants. The nobility were comfortably seated in one of the viewing towers and attended to by flocks of servants. Artemi gawked at the grand arena with fascination. Such a massive space for spectating entertainment. There was never anything like this back in the church district.
Finding seats will prove difficult.
Behind her, Cole was complaining, loudly, as usual. I can't see shit! Sid, carry me again! People keep stepping on my tail!
Right, got you, boss.
Oh, a booth. Artemi poked her head into one of the viewing booths with a delighted grin.
Ah, there are empty seats here.
Aw, look at that was cute! It came in all like that, that was cute. Cole groaned in relief as Sid carried him into the cool shade of the booth. Uh-oh, they're gonna come in contact with that noble from earlier, because they're peasants, they don't get booths, they get the ground. The scorching sun beat down on the arena with such intensity that wisps of heat were visible in the air. It was great luck that they managed to find seats minutes before the opening ceremony. The 3 of them wiped the sweat off their brow and settled into their booth. It took them a solid minute to realize that they were not alone, and that the booth smelled strongly of delicious garlic cheesy bread.
Is this? Oh, it's the parents.
Is her name Agatha?
Oh, hey, kids.
Oh, so she just has cheesy bread. I thought it was Sid's parents for a second. From the back of the viewing booth, Agatha, the former arcane researcher, beamed and waved a cheese-covered hand at them. She tried to greet them through a mouthful of the most ludicrously large garlic breadstick they've ever seen. I love garlic bread, but I'm on a diet. A diet that's clearly not going well.
Mrs. Agatha, are you here to watch the tournament as well?
Aren't you supposed to be working right now?
And I thought vampires were allergic to garlic.
She's not a vampire, she's a bat. Agatha scowled and continued wolfing down her basket of bread.
First off, not all bats are vampires, you uncultured heathen. Secondly, I'm on my lunch break. The organizers complained that my security crystals were too much of an eyesore and forced me to move them all before the event. Can you believe it? It should be illegal to work an old lady to the bone like this.
Cole squinted at her doubtfully. Isn't Wes the one who carries all the crystals?
Yeah, and I watched him carry all the crystals. It was exhausting. Alas, I am a public safety enchanter. This is a burden I must carry. Fancy seeing you all again, though. You here to watch the tournaments?
We're participating, actually.
Ah, I see.
Agatha sighed and munched down on another slice of cheesy bread as she peered out into the crowd.
There's an awful lot of parents bringing their kids to watch contenders beat each other to a death. Not sure why the festival organizers don't put an age limit on these kinds of events. I surely wouldn't bring a child here.
My papa brought me to illegal fighting rings all the time as a kid. Nothing quite gets my blood pumping like cheering him on as he wipes the floor with a dozen fighters in a row. I think Agatha glanced up toward Cole with interest.
How gruesome. Though I suppose it'd make for a decent father-son bonding activity. Such unorthodox parenting. At least Marrow Bonebreaker knows how to keep his kid entertained.
Cole puffed up his chest proudly. Hey, say what you want about my papa, but no one can deny that he's a great father. I mean, you can. There was a strange, satisfied glint in Agatha's eye as she studied Cole. A soft smile spread across her face.
Yes, that is a fact I am relieved to learn. It is nice to know that there are still good parents in this hectic world these days.
Artemi perked up with interest.
Do you have children yourself, Mrs. Agatha?
The bat immediately stiffened. She wore a pained expression as she glanced toward one of the tall viewing towers. Voice cracked as she spoke loudly.
Look, the opening ceremony's about to start. I hear the Royal Prince is going to make his first public appearance today. I wonder what kind of speech he'll make.
Oof. Was that a grotesque enough evasion for you? Agatha scooted toward the back of the viewing booth, clearly attempting to avoid conversation. The three of them watched her retreat awkwardly. Cole elbowed Artemi with a hiss.
Dude, don't just ask people if they have kids.
What? I was just curious.
Okay, but that kind of question ends 3 ways. First, and best case scenario, they just give you a simple no. Second, they're like Mr. Shrikewood and you have to listen to them ramble about their kid for hours and hours. No offense, Sid.
Sid shrugged.
Nah, you're right. It's kind of embarrassing. Last and worst case, they tell you that they had or couldn't have kids. Either way, it's none of our business.
Artemi gasped a little too loudly.
Are you saying her child has passed away?
Wow! Has passed away. In the back of the viewing booth, Agatha suddenly began munching on her bread very loudly. How do you munch on bread loudly? I mean, unless garlic bread is, like, almost burnt. Cole glanced toward her and caught sight of a small flash of magic. He was pretty sure the enchanter just cast a deafen on herself. Oof. I mean, I didn't have much fucking sympathy for Agatha based on how she was acting before, but... that's rough no matter who you are. Hey, Artie, remember this morning when we talked about acting tactfully? Or tacting actfully? This ain't it.
I was just taken by surprise.
She bowed apologetically towards Agatha.
My sincerest apologies. I meant no offense.
The enchanter was busy slurping up a string of cheese and made no reaction towards Artemi's plea. It was evidently obvious that she was avoiding eye contact. Artemi shuffled back to their corner of the viewing booth and slumped over, ashamed.
Perhaps I'm not suited for delicate public social situations. Her Excellency was right. I should have just stayed at the cathedral.
Sid smiled sympathetically and patted her head.
Hey, it's only your 3rd day out of the church district. There's no shame in stumbling a bit.
I'm not fucking...
Anyway. Okay, that's about that. What's done is done. Let's just sit through this and wait for the opening ceremony to start. Loud announcer's voice suddenly blared from one of the viewing towers.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. We are sorry to say that the opening ceremony will be briefly delayed. Some hooligans have been urinating on the public safety crystals and setting off the alarms.
Really? Really? Ugh. It's fucking gross. Ugh.
The festival will continue as planned as soon as we figure out how to turn off all the
Screaming sirens in the streets. Okay, that's funny. You didn't have to,
If Arcanist Agatha Stoker is present, please come forward as your assistance is requested.
The three of them awkwardly glanced back at Agatha. That was happily slurping down mozzarella sticks and clearly didn't hear a word through her deafen spell.
Shouldn't we let her know?
Nah, I kinda rooting for the public peeing guy. Ugh. Ugh.
What? That's utterly irresponsible.
If you care so much, why don't you tell her?
Well, I've clearly offended her deeply. I wouldn't want to be the bearer of bad news as well. Sir Sidd, would you be willing to...
Nope. She clearly doesn't want to talk to little old peasants like me. Oof! Oof! Wow, everyone's so petty today. I like it. Beats hanging out with a bunch of goody two-shoes all the time. Artemi stared at her companions in disbelief.
You are all insufferable!
Jeez. Jeez. Has it really only been 30 minutes? There's no way it's only been 30 minutes.